how do I get better at shooting?
Ooh, how do you get better at shooting?
From what you saw today, what's my deficiencies? Pulling the trigger too hard.
Deficiencies, that's such a thing. I'll give you a process to get better.
Okay.
So when we go to the range and we're shooting targets, whether they be steel or paper, always think of them as your written test. How can you show up confident with the answers to that test?
Okay.
You study beforehand. So that at-home dry fire, that at-home training, that no ammunition, going through the motions of everything, that is where we get to perfect and build our skills. It's not fun. It's not snazzy. Going to the range and shooting a bunch of ammo is way more fun. And if you have the resources to go and only live fire, it's really good, but you're only going to need a whole lot of ammo, and you're going to be making that drive to the range all the time.
Right.
So at-home training is something that every professional does, and it would be your next steps. I brought you back some cardboard targets. You tried to throw them away, and I dug them out of the trash for you. I was like, no, you need some targets to dry fire on. But going through just everything you did, working out of the holster, doing one shots, starting to transition, there's so much that's still new. I don't need you to push your skills. I need the skills that you have to start becoming your constant.
Right.
You know, I need you to be able to deliver that outcome on demand. And then once you can do that, then it's like, ooh, where are my deficiencies? What can I get? But right now it's just inconsistency. So we're trying to find consistency, and that's just going to come from some hours behind your gun. And at home is the easiest place to do that.
Yeah. I know you mentioned visualization when you start at that berm, but do you still do that? I mean, are you still visualizing hitting the target perfect?
That's part of our process for every course of fire.
Okay.
Visualization, because we have such a short amount of time, like the way the sport works is that you're allowed in to see this very intricate stage of like a bunch of movement and memorizing all of your targets and your placements and your footing and your reloads and your gear, everything that you're going to have to do. So you get just a few minutes to do that. But what you can continue to do is visualize it. So you get your plan, you go back, you close your eyes, and you need to watch yourself run through the course of fire a minimum of 3 times through first person. So 3 times imagining through your sights, perfect sight pictures, right on your target, every shot you want to take, every movement you want to take, what it looks like, 3 times through third person, like you're watching a video of yourself run through. And that's the minimum. The goal is that when that buzzer goes off, your brain goes away and your body, your training, your muscle memory has the opportunity to take over, because that's always going to be the fastest. It can only run really fast and perform all the things that you train if you have that plan absolutely solidified in your mind. So even with our simple drill today of like 2, 2, and 2.
Yeah.
If you visualize it before, I guarantee you it'll go better.
So I've never heard that first person, third person. Where'd that come from?
That came from my teammate, Daniel Horner, on Sig Sauer. He was the captain of the Army Marksmanship Unit. And at one point in time, he had all of his men national champions in the U.S. So he's got it figured out, locked away. And he taught a class to me on mental management, on the mental approach to everything, how to set goals, how to approach them, how to achieve them, all of that. And I knew I needed to visualize, and I had always visualized in first person, but I had never thought of visualizing in third person. And it did bring a great bit more detail to it, because it also makes you visualize your motions more. Because in shooting, if you're visualizing through first person, you're seeing your sights.
Right.
But how much today did we talk about stance, elbows, knees, hips,
so
all of these other things?
View.
Yep, third person view. It allows you to get that detail. Also, once we bring in movement into our shooting and foot placements and really specific like actions, third person.
That's also why you mentioned how to film the shot, I think, because that's a third person view, and then you can critique it over and over. But yeah, I visualized hunting a lot, like that perfect arrow. and the perfect arrow flight trajectory and hitting exactly where you want. I've never thought or even heard of visualizing that same scenario in third person.
When you think about it now, what details come to mind that you feel like might be left out through first person, and are there any ones? Like, let's close our, we're not supposed to have any moments of silence in a podcast, are we? And I'm like, ooh,
So
close
I'm
your
supposed to
eyes and
visualize
be introspective.
Okay, hold on.
So curious.
What I just saw was I wanted to shoot the bull when it didn't know it's not looking at me. It's, my goal was always to kill the animal when it didn't know I was there, or hit the animal with my arrow. It never knew I was in the area. It never knew, was never alarmed, and had no idea I was in the same country. So when I just visualized that, the bull was doing its thing. I was in the shadows and made a nice controlled draw, very relaxed, very calm. And that bull wasn't looking at me. He's doing his thing. And then that near side leg came forward. And then I picked a spot and the arrow blew clear through the bull. From the top, I could see me and the bull.
Very cool. Very cool.
But I hadn't done that before.
I like that. I like that it brought in the rest of your body.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're to the point where so much of it is just muscle memory, and it's the only answer. It's the only thing that you'll do. I stand this way, but I feel like bringing in a third person might solidify it even a little bit more, because you have to have the detail of all of you from your toes to your nose.
Right.
It's all there.
Yeah.
And you got to see it all.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Every step I take, I move my truth. Every time they tell me stop, I use. Every comment, hate, that makes my feel. Gather up my energy and boom. I hear them talking, saying the way that I move is so reckless. That is a part of my mind I've been blessed with. Giving my blood, so I am relentless. My fault, they want someone to blame. They sent their hate, it fuels my pace. I am Roy Tough, I am the change, the fuel in dirt. Feeling like Cam Haines. Oh, give me the Mars, nobody wants